What's up, everybody? Max and Trevor with BuzzTox with our episode 5, Game of Thrones.
Yeah!
Full-blown episode recap where we go through everything and give you our thoughts on the episode, as well as speculation at the end for episode 6.
Do you know what's so annoying? And you know what's so annoying about this? Is everyone has already done this episode.
Yeah, I know. We were pretty late on it.
But I've had my material for so long. Like, now it's so annoying.
No, it is true. Because, like, I remember in our recap, we specifically said, oh, he'll reunite with Benjen maybe, or Cold Hands, whoever. And then, like, we have our thoughts. But then, like, we jot down our thoughts, but then everyone else has already given those thoughts now.
Well, no, it's like complaining about being late, because that's our own fault. But it's just annoying.
No, next time we're going to be on time, guys.
No, don't even say that. It never works out.
All right, but we start off at the wall, and we see Sansa stitching, which we find out later is Jon Snow's Ned Stark like kind of shawl. What do you call it?
Cloak.
Cloak. Okay. And then she
cloak.
She gets a letter from Littlefinger, and then she goes to meet him in Molestown. But I find it pretty funny how they're making. I love it how they're making Jon Snow more and more like Ned Stark.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, now he's, like, full-blown, like, Ned Stark when he left. Like, it's like, I love it.
I got a bone to pick with Jon a little bit later, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. Okay. And one last thought is, like, you know, I find it funny, like, he's the half. Like, it's his uncle, technically, but right now, in quotes, it's his half. Like, it's his father, but he's not a true Stark. But it's funny how he's the most like Ned Stark. I love it. And he's my favorite character, so I like to see him going that way.
Yeah, of course. No, it's good.
But anyway, so we see the Littlefinger meltdown, where he sees Sansa and he's like, "I'm happy to see you not harmed," and he says he came for her to rescue her, and then Sansa backfires and's like, asked him if he knew about Ramsay, and says if he did know, he was an idiot, and if he did know, he's her enemy.
Yeah.
So she really made him think on his feet. He was very, like, it wasn't Littlefinger.
No, and that's why I really, truly think he did not know. And he knew he was a dick, but he didn't know he was the worst, like, character in this whole saga.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he knew, okay, I know Ramsay's not the best person, and it's gonna be bad, but it's not gonna be that bad. She'll be able to handle it. I'll be able to do what I gotta do and come back and save her.
Yeah, so, you know, he keeps saying that he's sorry. He, like, seems so, like, caught off guard, which just kind of goes, like, we're always led to believe that Littlefinger has a motive. What do you think his motive was in this situation? Especially after, you know, after Sansa threw it in his face, he said, oh, well, Brandon the Blackfish is now taking over Riverrun, so you can go make allies, and Sansa, you can get your own army, because you don't have your own army right now. You have your half-brother's army. He made the half very clear.
Which was, like, specific. I don't know. He's just trying to... That was almost like he was, like, a pouty baby at the end of that.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to sway her to go and get her own army at Riverrun. So, like, what do you think his overall motive is? Like, what's his angle?
Well, I think, he actually kind of... Like, I don't know if he loves Sansa. It's, like, this weird relationship he has with her. I think he just sees a lot of Catelyn in it. Or Catelyn, sorry. And it's one of those things where he feels sort of beholden to her because that's the only thing really of Catelyn left. Yeah. So it's a weird relationship. I really truly believe that he didn't know how far Ramsay would take it, or the type of guy that he would have been to her. So I really felt like he was actually bothered by this whole situation because we've never seen him act in such a way that he did in this scene.
Yeah, and I think. You know,
to his motivations though, I really don't know. It's always shrouded in secrecy.
Yeah, he always seemed like so legit, but Sansa just like tore him apart, and you actually like see that in him where he actually did feel like sorry.
Yeah, no, he did look seriously sorry, or he was like guilty at least.
I feel like his motive right now is he knows that Sansa is an important ally, I guess. But like, I think the main part of the scene is people like forget that Sansa, like, she did manipulate the fuck out of, like, Peter Baelish. Like, it's almost like she kind of got him to give her that information.
Well, yeah, like, he saved her life a couple times, in a sense.
Yeah, and then it's like when she lied to Jon about the Blackfish taking over Riverrun and the fact that she got it from a letter and not from Peter Baelish. I think that just shows she's confident in herself that she got the right information from Peter Baelish. I think she
Yeah.
totally did like a crazy manipulation thing, and Peter was definitely backtracking. And I just thought the whole scene was great. You got anything to add?
It's really well done.
So what are you thinking about Sansa now?
I don't know where Sansa lies. It comes back to my ongoing thing of like, once that wall comes down, like I don't understand where she's gonna play a part. She's just gonna be a part of the band. I don't know. Like she's being a lot better used than she has been in the last like the first 3 episodes, definitely. But it will be interesting to see what part she has to play in all of this.
Yeah, true. All right, so let's go over to Bravos. So we still see Arya in training, which some people are getting bored of her story. I don't mind.
No.
The training is necessary.
Totally necessary.
And I'm really interested in it. And then I love when the waif drops her stick and just goes like crazy.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Really well like choreographed.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Blew my mind. But then after we see, like she says that she'll never be a faceless man, and you know, Jack and Agar's like, perhaps she's right or whatever. I forget what he said. And then he gives her the origin of the faceless man. So they're born from slaves, and they funded and built Bravos, right?
Like Valyrian slaves?
Yeah, and I think it kind of shows like what Bravos is. Like it was pretty much born from the Assassin's Guild, the Faceless Men, right?
Yeah.
So it's like these two things go hand in hand. The reason why they're so rich is partly because of the Faceless people, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it makes me think that people who don't pay their debts to the Iron Bank, they're sending them a Faceless Man.
Yeah.
To assassinate. Like that definitely goes hand in hand. Like if they don't
enforcers.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing. You better pay back the Iron Bank or else. Guess
That's
what? They're sending the faceless person for them. And guess who's the most in debt?
Yeah, are you leading towards Cersei, as it sounds
Yeah,
like?
the Lannisters are the most in debt. And then, you know, I think a time's going to come where they're going to send some faceless people over to Westeros to take back revenge for some of that money.
Yeah, because they never got into it. Like, the Lannisters are supposed to be super wealthy. Baelish was the one running the books. When Tywin died, it didn't go into how much he left both or all 3 of the kids.
No, I think the Lannisters were in crazy debt, man.
So they just always pretended like they had money, kind of thing.
Yeah, like they're a big family, right? So you never really see the. I don't know. Like they have their own land, right? But they don't have any money.
No, but for sure. But like the Lannisters that matter in this equation are the ones that owe the money.
Yeah, and Robert Baratheon definitely dug them into a lot of debt as well. And
Yeah.
the Lannisters did pay for a lot of that. And now the Tyrells are there, and the Lannisters are kind of using the Tyrells to pay back the debt and take some of the slack.
Think there's gonna be a showdown between Arya and the waif?
Yes.
Like to the death?
Well, after learning about, yes, I think to the death, maybe. Well, let's get to that, because then we see she's given a target to assassin, right? And it's the actor who plays Cersei, which I found kind of interesting how Cersei's on her list and she's tasked to kill Cersei.
Yeah.
But the actors. So Ned Stark is portrayed as an idiot, Tyrion is a conniving prick, and it is 100% Lannister propaganda.
Is it though?
I think 100%, because Joffrey is in the play he didn't even kill Ned Stark. He was bribed by Tyrion. No, none of the Lannisters like Tyrion. He's a disgrace. So they portray him in that light and as the villain. Cersei's portrayed as kind of like the innocent, kind of just typical women in quotations during that time.
But you also got to remember though, like this story is done through our eyes. We know everything, but the people would only get these stories through rumor, right?
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see the public's perception of that whole saga, that like everything that took place in King's Landing, because really Bravos is across the sea, so it would almost be like the British tabloids talking about the American drama. Get what I mean? Like it's almost like it's so far removed, because they're not beholden to King's Landing, are they? They're their own thing. So for them to have people over there, and it would just be hugely skewed anyways. It would be this huge, like, broken telephone system of what happened there.
Yeah, and any information that comes out of King's Landing that's going to travel far is from the top people up there, and they're only going to preach good things, and the Lannisters are in charge.
No, exactly.
And
So
that's what
Joffrey
you
was
get.
supposed to be some heroic king. Nobody knew he was a dick. He was only a dick in private.
Yeah. So we see this whole play. It was interesting because you see Arya, and she's just like obvious. They're beating down over the head that she is not a faceless person. She obviously took a big emotional impact from seeing her dad and getting his head chopped off and that kind of stuff. But then she goes backstage, and we see a dude with a wart on his cock, and then
Yeah, come on, HBO. Someone told me that the woman audience was complaining about it being like skewed or something like that.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
they showed that, and
yeah.
it's like, wait,
Yeah.
nobody wants to see that.
It's because the nudity thing was very skewed, more women than men. So like, okay,
it's not like it's not a
flaccid-
homophobic thing. I could care less. Like, oh, cool if it's gonna be balanced, because there is a lot of that stuff in it. But like, just to show like right up in your face.
Just a joke about.
What if I was watching it in 3D, man? I might have had a heart attack.
Right. So we go back, and Cersei discovers that Arya discovers that the actor's actually a nice person, and somebody pointed out in the comments that she said that only Cersei drinks the rum, and this person said that not only was she drinking the rum, Tyrion was also drinking the rum. I confirmed that the Tyrion actor was actually drinking wine.
Yeah, he poured from a different cup. I saw that.
He pulled from a different cup, and specifically the Cersei actor is the only one who drinks that rum.
But there's two things I noticed here. He handed her poison. He didn't say slit her throat, cut her, make it look like an accident. He handed her poisoning.
Yeah.
So it's weird that she said, "Oh, I'm gonna poison a rum." Like, he obviously pretty much told you to poison them. I always thought that was kind of weird.
Why? To me, it's like she goes and debriefs him over what she plans to do.
No, but he gave her that poison before she even gave her the mission. Like, here, and he handed her.
Yeah.
So it just seems like, why don't you get some intel before you're gonna decide how you're gonna kill him? Because it could have been a stage prop kill.
They give
There's so many things.
You're thinking into this way too much. They give the intel after. He gave him the poison, and then that means there's an assassin contract, and then he gives her information about it.
Yeah, but I think he's been there already and knows the situation. The best course of action is poisoning. Do you know what I mean? This is like a whole test.
Okay, whatever. But he obviously sent her there for a reason, to see her family, like, and see if she truly is faceless, which we've seen that she isn't. And as we said earlier in our predictions last episode, I thought that this was a test to see if Arya can deal with killing an innocent. And Jack and Agar says, does death only come from the wicked and leave the decent behind? Arya's like, no. And so then Arya just started asking questions, and she figured out that the Sansa actress actually paid to have the Cersei actress killed.
Yeah.
And Jack and Agar tells her servants don't ask questions.
Yeah. Think she's gonna pull a Batman here?
Yes.
Batman Begins?
After seeing this scene, I'm more and more on that side, yeah.
You think she's gonna kill the waif? Something's gonna happen. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to Jack.
I think it's gonna be one of those things where it's like she's gonna be faced with a difficult decision. Either it's like, for me, a difficult decision for her to kill the Cersei actress. I don't know if that's like a difficult decision. I feel like Arya would kill her.
Yeah,
But
see,
like,
that was my opinion too. I think it didn't seem like she was that bothered to kill the innocent person.
I feel like
But I think she'll botch it in another way, where she might kill the person who was responsible for it, because she thinks that's justice.
You know what? That wouldn't surprise me either. If she's like about to pour it over the glass, and then all of a sudden she just looks at the Sansa chick, and then she kills her own sister, in quotes. Like, she kills the actor who plays Sansa.
Because she thinks that that's the bad person in this whole situation.
Yeah. Yeah, because I could picture her maybe having a really nice interaction with the Cersei girl, and then being like, oh wow, she's actually really nice.
Well, if it gets as bloody as the last kill that she made.
Yeah, or it's they have Needle hostage, and she just still can't let that sword go.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes her go F this, and then she goes on the run, and Waif chases after her. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Waif's not surviving this season.
But the thing on with these predictions is if Arya, it's literally impossible for her right now to escape. Waif just beat her with no hands. Or
That's
with
what I mean. The only way I see her escaping is pulling a full-blown Batman Begins. Like the temple gets burned, Jaqen gets like incapacitated, and she just goes on the lam, and he's like, fuck, like she was my best student, but I need to kind of regroup before I go after her.
Or it's
because
like
she just destroyed everything for me.
Or it's like the final test of the thing is like to survive a faceless person. I don't fucking know. Like the waif goes after her and tries to kill her, and if she survives, then she's made a faceless person.
I don't know. Like but like, it's so tough with him because she saved his life. He knows that. That's why he gave us all these chances. But he's really wanting her to be a faceless person. So it's tough. It's tough to play out what he wants or what his motivations are in this. But it's also tough to see where she actually lies on it, because I don't think she has the heart to commit to the faceless man, because she has to be who she is.
Yeah. And she can never give that up. So
no.
Let's go over to the Weirwood tree.
Woohoo!
Yeah, this is a crazy Bran episode. You must be really excited.
Oh, yeah.
So Bran discovers the Children of the Forest and how they created the White Walkers, probably like 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the Night's King. And they literally just shoved a piece of obsidian into him, and I'm sure there's a little bit more magic than that involved, which kind of shows why their weakness is obsidian. Kind of like the thing that created them is their weakness.
Is it, though? I was mulling this over. Because, yes, we've seen all his bros get shut down by obsidian or dragon glass, but we haven't seen him get cut by it.
Well, we never will until, I guess, the end.
That's what I mean. Like, it seems like he creates his generals and his White Walkers by himself, right? We see that baby. We see what he does by, like, touching them or using magic. So it's not the same magic that's created himself. And he doesn't seem to care about the guys that die, or so we've been led. Because, man, we kill a couple of those an episode now, it seems like. So, or a couple of them a season, I should say. So, I don't know. I don't know if he is immune to dragon glass. That's where I think the whole Azor Ahai thing comes into play.
See, I think he is, because then he's literally unkillable.
Yeah,
it has to be.
I think his motivation is to be killed. I think he's tired of living.
See, I think that's poetic, but I think that's... I don't know. Like, I remember us talking about this a couple episodes ago, but, you know... I think he really wants to live in his own world of ice.
But he had it, so why is he pushing south?
He didn't have it though, really. Like, he had a section.
Well, we'll
I
get
don't
into
know
that in a little bit too, because I have some like I said, I have a bone to pick with Jon and pretty much everybody, because we'll get into that.
Okay. But then we see the spiral kind of surrounding the tree, which kind of shows that, you know, that's kind of the Children of the Forest culture, and it's kind of went on to the White Walker kind of culture.
My theory for that is that they probably just bury themselves on the roots of the weirwood. That's why that symbol is.
Of what?
Do you get like they would bury themselves close to the roots of the weirwood. That's why all those stones are actual like gravestones.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it could make sense.
Because that way they're like a part of the tree, and they can still in future, and they're just a part of the tree.
Yeah, that's true. But then we're seeing the White Walkers kind of display this in like season 2, I believe. We see a bunch of dead bodies in that kind of like structure, which makes me think like, so the White Walkers aren't a species like I thought they were before, but they're a creation. So can a creation be just as human?
Yeah, it's like almost like AI. That's what it seems like to me. It's like almost like a metaphor for the oncoming AI.
Because as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, so now they don't really have a culture. But then I kind of backtracked. I'm like, maybe they even have more of a culture.
Yeah, they definitely have a culture. They had that like ring of like looked like thrones where they had the baby, and it was like very like what do you call it?
Yeah, they're like celebrating.
Like a ritualistic party that they were having when they did that.
No, because the way, like, I was looking at it, I was like, are they really going to be pure evil? Because it's like, it's weird to look at...
it doesn't seem like they're evil yet at all.
It's weird to look at something as, like...
What have they done that's evil, though?
Well, only evil from the human's eyes.
Yeah, like bringing up the dead, but they need resources.
Yeah, so it's just like it's curious.
It's all a
to
bit.
see.
I'm telling you, it's a misunderstanding. It's 100% a misunderstanding.
But it's funny how it's a misunderstanding because they're a creation. You know what I mean? Like it's
I
like
know.
maybe the guy is still in there, like the guy who they made the Night's King. Like he's still he's just trapped in this body that he didn't want, but now he's accepted it.
That's why I think he wants to die. I think he's like, fuck, like I've been living forever and it's shit up in the cold. Like it's just too much now, and I'm making a move to either take over or someone please kill me.
See now, no, I think there's like he would have just been killed in the in the weirwood tree. Obviously, he doesn't.
I don't think he can be. I think
know.
he's
I
immune
disagree.
to what we've seen so far.
I disagree, 100%. I think he wants like
You
domination.
think one swipe of Long Claw would take him out?
Yeah,
Okay.
but let's go to your favorite part, the Iron Islands.
Oh my god, we could just skip over this.
So we'll just make it really brief. So Yara claims this is a lot like faster than I thought. Like the
Yeah,
King's
it
New was
should
in
be
one episode.
because they know how shit this story arc is.
So Yara claims the Soul Throne, and then Theon like cries and tries to back her up, and then Euron comes in and says he has no cock and just shuts him up. And then the difference is literally this is like politics totally. They're like, so Yara, like, what are you gonna do when you're queen? She's like, I'll build the biggest fleet the world's ever seen. And then it's just like nothing after that. And then Euron's like, okay, well, I know how to use it. I'm going to go and find Daenerys and give her my big duh.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, so that everyone selects him immediately. I found it really funny because it's like he came in just in time, eh? Like I could picture him like up on a hill, hiding behind a rock, just like peeking over, and he's like, okay, now it's time. And then he like comes in and
Like,
takes it
do
over.
you think I haven't read the books this far. I've only read 3 books, so for him, like maybe he's cooler in the books, but he's so lame in this.
I really liked his character until he was like, let's go murder them.
Oh, it's just stupid.
He's like, where are my niece and nephew? Let's go murder them. He would have been great if he didn't say that line. They should have made him just like legit, make him a good ruler.
Do you think Theon kills this guy?
No, because what happened? So as he's being made into the I don't know, like the king of the freaking Iron Islands, Yara and Theon are making a getaway, which is smart, and they take all their loyal men and they take all the expensive ships.
Yeah.
And so Euron naturally is like, okay, let's go kill my niece and nephew. All, and they go and look over and they see all these ships gone. So he says that he wants women and children making sails and men to build him 1,000 ships. Which is unfortunate because I think all the wood on the island was used to make his crown.
Yeah. It's all driftwood planks.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Like that's like get over this story arc, guys.
So
It's not interesting until they meet up with Dany yet, because I could care less about these guys now.
So we'll see how long it takes him, but he's got to grow some saplings before he gets some trees. So, 20 years, I think he'll be good to go after Dany. But I think it's a given, like, Yara and Theon are going for Dany. They're going to try Daenerys. They're going to try and beat Euron.
Beat him to the punch.
Yeah, so then I think the whole motive
But like it's
there...
like the weakest characters ever are gonna meet up with Daenerys first. That's what's so stupid about this whole thing.
I think it's literally going to be like, hey, Euron, this asshole Euron, Yara's going to be saying this to Daenerys, this asshole Euron took over the Iron Islands, which I'm the rightful heir to. I brought you all these ships to bring you over to Westeros. All I ask is you help me take back my home, and I will provide you these ships that will take you to Westeros. She'll be like, good idea. I'm going to break the wheel. And they're going to be like, great. And then they're going to go across to Westeros.
Yeah, like I feel like Daenerys could just buy other ships. You know what I mean? Like it just only serves the story for these guys, and they suck.
I don't know.
They really do suck. Like,
We'll
do you have
see what
any
happens.
loyalty to Theon at all?
I don't. Whatever.
And do you care about Yara?
I like Yara. They're cool.
Why though?
I don't. Like,
what's
I,
the
I,
reason?
I don't hate them.
I do.
Cool. All right, let's go to Based Off the Rack.
Oh my god, I hate this fucking stupid Iron Islands bullshit.
So, Jorah reveals his grayscale to Dany, which I said he would reveal it immediately after that. You said he's going to keep it quiet until he has this epic moment to save her life.
Yeah, I thought they would just tell them after.
No, so he told her immediately. I was not expecting this, but she sent him away. She said she was really sorry that he had to go through this, and she ordered him that you follow me and I order you to find the cure. and return by my side when I'm in Westeros. I broke down. I had to put a pillow over my face. You guys remember? I was whimpering. My voice actually cracked.
See, for me, this was all bullshit.
Oh.
I was like, what? I feel like if she brought him home to Marine, they would have a better chance at finding someone who knows how to cure it. Stannis cured it for his daughter, albeit like it might have been different because apparently it's something for the kids where they can clear it up a little bit earlier. But you would just call in all the like healers and experts from Marine, what's closer to Volantis, is it? Where he got this disease anyways. You know what I mean? Like all these people would know how to fix it or say, sorry, there is no cure.
Yeah, I don't know.
She has the most influence.
I think Dany's point of view was...
I really think she just sent him away because it's too much for her to see him die. She's not expecting him to come back. She's saying, like, thank you so much. You've been so awesome. Pretty much like an honorable discharge. Like, you're free to go under my will. I know you're going to die. I'm not going to say you're going to die, but you can go and die. I'm hoping he finds the cure.
I think the whole thing was, like, Daenerys' goal right now is to be a leader in Marine as well as go to Westeros, and she probably feels like doing that is not for Jorah's self-interest, and the way for Jorah to truly help himself is to focus on himself, and he hasn't done that since the start of the series.
It's true, yeah. She relieved him of his duty. Yeah,
and her mind is like, she was going to relieve him, but then she said no. Like, you are still following me, and I command you to heal yourself. So
no,
now
but
it's like
that's how she relieved him, because she knew no matter what she says, he will not listen unless it's in her interest. That's why I command you to go and find the cure under my word, because you wouldn't do it on your own.
Exactly. That's what I think the whole point of the scene was, is that now Jorah, like, he would kind of fuck around without Daenerys, but the fact that Daenerys ordered him to do it for her sake and for his own sake, he's going to work his ass off to try and find a cure for himself.
Yeah, but, like, are we going to have his scenes now? Because it seems like there's so many fucking more shit going on.
Well, that's what I'm thinking now. So is Jorah going to carry a scene by himself, or is he going to reunite with somebody that we already know to have them two carry a scene? Because I think Jorah could totally be upgraded from secondary to primary character status.
Yeah, but it involves curing that shit pretty quickly.
I think he would be like Sam Tarly. Like, we've seen him 2 episodes ago, and we're going to see him again next episode. Like, it's going to be like a once-in-a-while check-in. But, like, who could he possibly find that would heal him? Like, where would he go? Like, where do you think he could go? He could either go to the Citadel, which is where Sam is right now, which is far, far south in Westeros.
Yeah.
Or he could go, I don't know, like, so he could find, like, a Red Priest could heal him. There's a Red Priest in Marine. I don't think he's going back to Marine with Daenerys, though. That's kind of weird. I was like, that would be awkward. Hey, Daenerys, like, in Marine. I just said bye to you.
Definitely sent him away, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I feel like he could go to somewhere in Westeros, but I feel like it's weird if he goes to Westeros without Daenerys. Like, it seems so weird to me, but it's totally possible. And I feel like that's the best place he could go.
Well, he's pretty smart on this side of the world, though, you know what I mean?
Well, what about the Hound? So, there's been some thoughts that the Hound gets kind of brought back by a priest, and he comes back as kind of a religious, non-violent kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
What if Jorah happens to find this healer? You know?
So where's what's it called? Vase Dothrak. Where is that in relation to everything?
I don't know.
It's in the center of the Dothraki Sea. I just opened up a thing. So for them to backtrack it to, like, the closest possible spot right now I'm seeing is Marine. Marine is on the coast, and, like, that's the closest spot. So I really don't know where he's going, man.
It'll be weird to see where he
goes.
They're
in literally the center of, like, a continent right now.
Well, the problem is it was definitely a curveball. Like, I was not expecting Jorah to be sent away after that.
No. Like he has now hope for him to live.
Yeah, it was a huge curveball. But, like, really, like, looking at a map, like, the show hasn't... Like, there's people who teleport all the time. Like, really, right?
Yeah, big time.
So, who knows if he goes to Westeros or he stays in Essos, but I have no idea. No idea. But let's go over to Marine. So, Tyrion seeks out a red woman named Minerva.
Marketing department.
Yes, she's the high priestess of the Red Temple of Atlantis. And the whole idea is that she's going to control the people by preaching the greatness of Daenerys. And she's a true believer in it. She thinks that Daenerys is the savior, the Azor Ahai. And she's happy to preach it, but Varys is not feeling it. So he's not a guy who loves magic. And she sure shuts him up with his past and his cock burning and the voice that screamed when when his testes burned in the flames.
Yeah, this was like a really cool scene with Varys, though, because it's the first time we've seen him without something to say.
No, you see him
totally
break
got
down.
shut up.
Yeah.
So it's interesting too that both Varys and Littlefinger got their bells rung on this episode.
In the same episode, and you never see that. Both of them did.
Because it's really starting to gear up this ensuing chaos that's coming to this whole world, and it's amazing to show the puppet masters, who were sort of like, no matter what's going on, they knew what's going on, lose grip, even if it's just sort of momentarily, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, and then Tyrion, like, he's trying to just kind of brush over it, because I think right now it's kind of a desperation. He needs some kind of religion or something to kind of calm down the tides of Meereen.
I think he thinks it's bullshit too.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like I said, marketing.
It's just an
department.
ally. He needs it. He needs it right now to preach.
He needs those people that are fanatic to believe that what was done was in her name, basically.
Yeah. So is this smart, though? Because he could potentially be making the same mistake as Cersei. Or is there a distinct difference between Cersei arming the High Sparrows and putting them in power? Or the Sparrows and putting them in power? Or Tyrion putting a Red Priestess in power?
I don't know if it's as far as a Sparrow, but there's obviously going to be a loosened grip on power.
Because really, she's the...
Meereen.
Yeah, because these religious fanatics, they're the ones that can get the power. They're the ones who talk to the people. They choose what to say and what not to say. So really, they're putting their life in her hands.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens when Daenerys shows up and this is going on.
I know, because what would she approve of and not approve of? Because I think this Red Witch, I think she's important. And I think it's going to be one of those things. I think she's a character that comes with Daenerys to Westeros. And then we see maybe an argument between Melisandre and Minerva on who's the real Azor Ahai.
Like, later on, you see, what's her name? You see Melisandre, and she still looks like, even though Jon's here and, like, she did that, she really seems, like, fucked up.
I don't know.
She seems messed up still, man.
I don't know. She has
like, she's almost like she's not believing in this shit anymore.
I guess because she has nothing to do. Like, Stannis is always like, help me, give me a baby, give me a shadow baby. Like, and Jon's just doing his own thing. Like, Jon is Jon, whereas Stannis, I feel like, used her as a crutch.
Yeah, it just seems so weird. Like, she's totally almost powerless, even though she's really powerful.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's holding it together, but she looks like she's, like, struggling.
Yeah, I feel like the difference is, I feel like with Stannis, she had to be powerful. Because look at him. Like, everything he did was relying on her.
But she was a fanatic, though. Like, she believed in what was going on, and she was, like, 100% energy, 100% focused to everything that's going on. Now she's like, well, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like, I brought him back. And, like, you just see her in the background sort of when at that table. And she's, like, not even looking at what's going on. She's just, like, she's all messed up.
She's just, like, in the scenes. So, like, at the wall with, like, Jon, Davos, Tormund, Sansa, Brienne, Ed, and Melisandre. They're sitting around planning on who to ally with and how. And Melisandre's not adding anything to the conversation.
No, like, she looks like she's just contemplating how shitty she is. That's what it looked like to me, at least.
Yeah, so then Sansa, she's like, she gets a little snarky with Davos, saying that, he doesn't know the North, and the Northmen are loyal, but Davos is like, oh, my lady, like, he knows men, and it's very true. Men don't want to have their wives and family skinned for a lost cause.
Yeah.
So they need the people to know that they're gonna win. So Jon plans on to take the small houses first. I've heard from many people, they think that that's a bad idea. They think that they should go for the third biggest house that Ramsay doesn't have. He has the Karstarks and the Umbers. The Manderleys, I don't think, are claimed to the Boltons, right?
I don't know any of this shit. I could care less.
Okay, well, anyways, Jon wants...
He's gonna get whoever's loyal.
Yeah, but everyone's like, he should have went for the Manderleys. He should have went for the house with the most numbers. I don't think that's smart, because exactly what Davos said. Why would they join Jon with no current army, only with wildlings? He needs to gather the smaller houses, make up an army, and then try and take the Manderleys, like a bigger army, and try and convince them to his cause.
Do you think it's gonna be that political in the next few episodes?
Yeah, that's all they're doing probably until episode 9, where the fight happens.
I don't know, man. I have a real feeling it's not like that at all. Because it's like, they don't know Jon. Jon's a fucking bastard. He's like, he's supposed to be Lord and Commander, and now they're like, why are you here? Why are you coming up with wildlings? I don't think they're gonna like any of his shit.
Well,
it's gonna be Sansa that's gonna bring them together.
Well, that's where Melisandre comes in. They're both Starks, so I don't know. We'll see what
Not
happens.
really though. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where I don't think it's gonna be a political. I don't think it's gonna be them selling themselves. Hey, let's go kick that guy's ass. It's different. It's there. Whoever is there is there.
And their main pitch is really like it's to ally with someone who they can trust because the dead are coming. Davos says that in the trailer. The dead are coming. You want somebody who can back you, that you have a history with, who you can trust. You can trust a Stark in the North.
This feeds into my bone to pick with Jon.
Okay, what is it?
I'll just say no. That's gonna be a long rant near the end of this.
You don't want to rant now.
No, because it goes on for quite a long time.
All right, wait up, ladies and gentlemen, for what's to come. But so Sansa lies and says that she's proud to inform everyone that the the Blackfish has taken over Riverrun again. She totally lies to Jon. So I want to hear your interpretation of why Sansa lied to Jon, because everyone has a different interpretation of why she did this.
Why'd she lie?
Yeah.
I think she just wanted to protect that she went and talked to Littlefinger.
Yeah, I think it was a typical thing where everyone's going to badmouth me for trusting Littlefinger. But I think in her mind, she believes, like, I cued in, I understood where he was coming from, and the position I put him in, he confessed this to me. And she was confident in her own decision, and she lied because she didn't want her decision to be questioned. Because I feel like if she did say it was Littlefinger, I feel like that would be immediately off the table.
Yeah, because he's too in deep with the other enemy, basically.
And I don't think
they think.
Trusted him.
Yeah, they wouldn't have understood.
Yeah, so then Brienne is sent to Riverrun. And then Sansa gives Jon his Ned Stark cloak. And I think it was pretty ironic because they're saying bye to Ed, and they leave the wall. But Jon says, try not to bring the wall down before you go, while I'm gone.
Okay. I can't hold my tongue anymore for this bone to pick with Jon.
I think it's pretty ironic, though.
No, it's not ironic. This is what's pissing me off about the story now. Okay? He died. Okay? He died and came back. And the most pressing thing he thinks is going on vacation. He says, I need a vacation. He pretty much said, I need a vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. I don't even know where to start with this. Jon mentions about this is one of the biggest prediction that I have for this entire series is that last scene that we're going to see on this particular season is that wall coming down. Now, it has now solidified in my mind that is what's going to happen.
Yep.
This season, that wall is coming down or being fractured in such a way that allows them. But it's almost like nobody thinks that can happen. And that's my biggest thing. He was there at the Battle of the Wall. He saw humans breach the wall. Okay? I guess assisted by giants. He saw them break in. He saw them get into Castle Black. It was almost a lost cause until Stannis' shit showed up. So I really don't know why he's not saying, guys, none of this shit matters at all. There's a fucking serious threat that I sent Sam to go find out what's going on. Like, I know, like, they're maybe a little bit further away because they think they left them at Hardhome, but that is the serious threat. They were at Hardhome and they saw this dude's power. That's what I don't get about this whole season now, almost, because they don't even mention how scary these dudes are.
See, I disagree because you want to take care of what the main problem is. Sure, that's a big problem, and they even say it in King's Landing. We don't have to worry about the winter now because it's not here. They're not dealing with the White Walkers right now. The top priority is they have their brother and they have their home, and the deal is to get that before winter comes so they can actually take care of the problem. They can't take care of the problem if they don't take care of themselves first.
Yes, but Jon climbed the wall himself, and he saw what happened at Hardhome, and it was just monster after monster after monster relentlessly attacking.
Yeah, but they don't think that the wall can come down. Like, it's a
that's
monument.
The thing. They really don't think anything can take down the wall, even though they know humans got through the wall by an act of war. They don't think the most powerful thing that they've ever seen can get through the wall.
Well, there's people right now who want to build walls and they don't think people could get over them.
But it's so stupid because they think that the greatest threat Jon's ever seen is the Night's King. We can all agree to that. That's why he left Hardhome, and that's why he let the wildlings through, because he's like, I know now why the wildlings want to flee. So the whole thing is that he's not even talking about this. This is so weird about it. Yeah, okay, he's got his own issues, but that's he didn't even bring it up yet. They haven't even talked about it yet. They haven't said shit about it. It's almost like they think they're free and clear because they came through the wall. But even if they don't know that the Night's King can bring down the wall, which we all know is going to happen, that's a serious threat because humans made it through. You don't think the undead army of unstoppable force would be able to scale the wall in some form or another? He doesn't even mention, hey, Ed, fuck, man, Hardhome was pretty crazy. Like, there was like a guy that raised a bunch of dead. You might want to keep a closer eye on all the borders. You might want to get some troops in those other castles because there's some serious dudes that are coming or that are operating beyond the wall. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems weird to me.
The way I see it is...
But it solidifies my theory.
Yeah.
Because I know that wall's coming down once Bran gets through it.
Well, the way I see it is it's not pressing because that happened at Hardhome. And Hardhome is a far away from where they are, and they think that, like, they're not a threat right now. I think the reminder is when Bran comes and tells them the story of what the hell happened. That's what's going to bring them back. But right now, it's like, you have your brother locked up in your home, and your home is taken over. Like, that is top priority. And, like, right now, the White Walkers aren't an issue.
No,
so you don't deal with them until they are an issue. But it's like right now they have to take care of each other.
But it won't matter at point zero. You know what I mean? Like,
once
that happens, it doesn't matter
anymore. It's not point zero yet. They have to take care of them first because that's the first priority.
I get it. That's the story. But it just seems so weird that he never even said, like, hey, guys, I know you want to take Winterfell, but we got to deal with this. Yeah, he's got a brother. We got to go.
How would they deal with it if they didn't have Winterfell?
He didn't even mention Ed, who you know is going to get crushed by this wall now.
But he doesn't know.
He knows. He was there. Hey, man, I saw some shit. I saw some crazy shit. Like, it wasn't just
so did Ed, dude. Ed was in Hardhome, too.
I know. Like, it just seems like they're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be fine. Cool. I'll see you a little bit later, man. Like, it just seemed weird to me.
Because they don't know the White Walkers are coming south yet.
They don't think that they're coming south? And they just drove the wildlings out? Like, it just
So what do you think that they should have done?
Just said, like, mention it. Hey, there's a serious threat out there. I got to go, like, he's got to almost position, like, I got to go deal with this shit. Sam's on his way to Old Town to try and figure this shit out. I will keep you posted with everything that's going on. He's almost like he just went, I'm done. I'm out of here.
I think that's Ed's job.
But, like, you know he's dead. You know he's dead on episode 10. Or his wall is down.
I don't think so. I think he's the one that brings Bran to Winterfell. Anyways, we'll get into that later. Let's go over to the Weirwood Tree.
Yeah.
Again. So...
Oh, sorry. Before we go on, another thing. Brienne, I really thought she was going to put up a bit more of a stink. She just gets sent everywhere. She's like every lousy video game character now.
She has
on
to.
some sort of fetch quest. I get that she's beholden. She's a knight. She's all these things, but that's all she ever does.
Yeah, sucks to be
And
her.
it's lousy though, because she's a good character. And you had to agree with me on this. Her and Tormund are totally having, like, one of them saves the other one. You know what I mean? She's gonna get River Run with the Blackfish, and she's gonna come back in a last minute save your ass type situation for Jon and whatever army he's scraped together. In the last 11th hour, save the shit up, and either she's going to be down on her luck and Tormund's going to be the knight in shining armor, or vice versa, which would make it even funnier.
I like how Tormund's just creepy. I love it.
Oh, but, it's the best. It's the best. It's the best thing going on there.
It's so funny. But let's go to the Weirwood Tree. So Bran does sneak in. And,
Called it!
Yeah, he sneaks in, and I think we need that. It's pretty obvious. And then he ends up immediately at the tree where the first Night's King, or the Night's King was created. And then all of a sudden, he gets touched. He gets spotted and touched. So how did they even break that wall? I don't even understand that, because he's in a vision, but then he was physically affected.
That was my wonder too, because it's like, okay.
Okay.
Bran, he's a teen boy. Like, he was bound to fuck up some way or another up in the weirwood, right? We were waiting on it. He's immature. He doesn't know what is at stake, so we just know. But the mark was an interesting spin, because I don't know if it's like, was it a GPS tracker? Or was it more? Was it a security pass to get through the magic that he was in? Or was it both?
I think it maybe contained the White Walker magic. Like, it contained some of their magic, which break down the barrier of the weirwood tree.
Like, it just seems so strange.
Because it's like, okay. It's like the whole thing of the weirwood tree and the wall is to keep out the magic of the White Walkers. So it's like, once the magic of that is already inside of that, it kind of breaks it.
And so I'm gonna sort of go into it a little bit later with the Raven, but did he choose to go back to this moment, or when he was messing around with the weirwood, did he like grab the root and it was almost like on a resume feature where he went back to the weirwood and then it happened to be occupied by the Night's King?
But it was like he went to the tree in the present.
I don't know if it was the present. I have mixed thoughts on whether it's the present or not, because maybe the Night King's trying to destroy the weirwoods for power. The less of them that exist, the more powerful that he becomes.
I think it's just he wants to exterminate the people that created him.
I think he wants to exterminate the weirwoods now.
Yeah, like it's like right now it's a war between him and the children, but then it's gonna be him and the human soon. But then it's like, so the whole thing with Bran is that, he's not gonna stay here. They keep telling him, Bran, your destiny isn't to stay at this weirwood tree. But then after he touches it and Bran freaks out like the Night's King saw me, he said it's time for you to become me. So it's like Bran is gonna be a guy in a tree, just like the three-eyed raven. And then Bran asks if he's ready, and he's just like, no. But
this is all played out though, and I think the Raven knew prior to all of this.
Yeah.
Like, he knew this. He knew that this was a destiny and this is what he needed to do. He knew Bran was going to do this.
Yeah, he had to sneak in, yeah.
Right? And that's why I think he said it in such a way, like, you can't do it. And he maybe didn't give him enough so that he would do this. Yeah. It was almost destiny for all this stuff to happen.
No, exactly.
The way
it's
that
a time loop. Like, Bran has to experience this to go through this. He has to have Worgen a Hodor to fuck him up for life to learn this. He has to, all these steps which lead Bran to where he is.
That's what I mean. Do you really think he visited that weirwood tree in the present? Or do you think he went there in the current time and it ended up being, like, just Voldemort ended up being there? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it seems like to me.
I think that's
and
what
he's super powerful that he was like, dude, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And he just touched him.
Yeah, so then they're getting... What's that?
It seems crazy to me.
Yeah, so they're like getting ready. Then the White Walkers arrive at the tree. The Night's King has these like crazy ground pound powers. He like puts his hand on the ground and like explodes, and then he like like cracks open the tree so the Whites can crawl in.
Yeah.
So the Children of the Forest are fighting off the Whites. Hodor is scared to help. Is it just because he's usually scared? Do you think Hodor knows that this is the moment? That's it. Do you think he's like, oh, this is it? Like, this is my time. He's kind of collecting himself.
100%. He knew this was the moment that created him.
Yeah. So then...
That's what's so sad about it.
It's terrible. So Bran is in...
This is like not sort of the... Like, I'm not the bragging type, but it was like, come on. I was almost so right on. But then it ended up being so, like, sad.
It was
because I didn't think he was going to die. I really was holding on to the belief that Bran would somehow be able to fix him. You know what I mean? Like, I really thought maybe, it was created because of me. Maybe I can fix him. But
that would be so. That would
did
be
that
terrible.
Go the opposite way?
He'd be like Hodor, and then Bran would fix him, and he'd be like, "Oh, I say, thank you so much, Brandon. That was so fantastic."
I know, but it's just one of those things where I was really hoping for.
So Bran is with the Blood Raven, finishing the memory of his dad and and like the whole family kind of refinishing that memory. The whole purpose, like the Blood Raven is downloading all of his thoughts to Bran, and the whole point he is there is because the Three-Eyed Raven knows, like, Bran needs to be here so he can warg into Hodor to fuck him up.
Well, see, I take it as a different way. I take it as a similar. I say everyone is, like, what I've noticed too is everyone's blaming Bran for this thing. It wasn't him at all. He had no say because he went into the Weirwood on his own. It has no sway. This would have happened anyways. He was already Hodor. You know what I mean? So everyone's blaming Bran, but the
Bran made
knew
him
that this was gonna happen.
Yeah, Bran made him Hodor.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. Hodor would have been Hodor no matter what.
Yeah, but still Bran made him Hodor. Like, it's a continuous time loop. Like, you can't change time.
But really, Mira did.
Okay, Bran did. Because what happened
I guess, but the situation did, and that's why it wasn't nothing. It was, unfortunately, that's what's so sad about it, because Hodor has nothing to do with this. He's unfortunately, like, what do you call it? Collateral damage in the grand scheme of things. He needed to be there because that's what happened. It's a closed loop system where
I know, but
there's no fixing him, there's no saving him. So he
but it doesn't mean that Bran didn't do it.
He didn't do it though.
He did though.
But he didn't though.
Okay, this is what happened. So Bran hears Mira like saying warg into Hodor because they're getting like buckled down. They needed Hodor. Okay, so the Blood Raven tells him, "Listen to your friends." So Bran's like, "Okay, fine." So he looks at Hodor. He wargs into young Hodor, which connects young Hodor with old Hodor. Okay.
Okay.
So then it could be that during the seizure, young Hodor was actually seeing through old Hodor's eyes.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a possibility. But the whole thing is that Bran is hearing what Mira is saying. But
everybody is hearing what Mira is saying.
But Bran is passing those senses on to young Hodor. So it's like he's hearing "hold the door" from Mira, and then it like, man, I just blew my own mind. I knew it's so hard to explain.
No, see, I look at it different. Who put them in that memory?
Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah. Okay. Why though?
It's because Bran had to be the one to warg into Hodor to save them.
Forget about Hodor. This was the most valuable, most important lesson of all the green seeing, time travel, wizardry, whatever shit, was that this is powerful shit. He could have gone to any memory. He could have shown him something way more important. He showed Hodor because he's the one that created Hodor. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the lesson. The lesson was, hey, you, by your actions, you created Hodor. But it was me because I brought you back here. That's like the argument of time. But it was only to show him how powerful this stuff really is.
Yeah, like he coerced Bran to fuck up Hodor.
No, like it was just an unfortunate circumstance that happened. Beyond that, it was not like, I don't blame Bran at all, because Raven brought him to that memory to begin with.
Yeah, but Bran led all the White Walkers to him. So because of that, this had to happen. But that had to happen anyway. But then the whole thing is that because Hodor is Hodor, like, they needed Hodor in that time, and the Three-Eyed Raven knew that for this to happen, he had to be in that location, so Bran would be able to warg into him.
See, I look at it totally different. The Raven would have said something right off the bat.
And it's a lesson too, though.
Hey, don't go in there without me, because you might be seen by the Night's King, or you might do something bad. He never told him that. That's why Bran went in. He knew Bran was impressionable. He knew Bran was going to be curious, so that's why he did it. He did it specifically because of that reason, and that's why he brought him back to that memory specifically, to show him how powerful this stuff is. Because obviously there's weight to whatever Bran does in the future. I really don't think it has anything to do with Bran that Hodor happened to be Hodor, because it was set up in such a way. There was no way around it.
Yeah, but he didn't, like, he threw a rock at him. Like, Bran knew that he wasn't supposed to go in alone.
Yeah.
But he did anyway.
but the Raven knew that he was gonna do it anyways.
Right. So it's
It's that ongoing. It will be that ongoing loop of whether the Raven knew, because the Raven knew everything.
But dude, when they get to the door and they're saying hold the door, was that really Hodor, or was that Bran warged into Hodor, holding the door as Hodor?
I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because he would have already been warped.
That's the thing, though. Bran is warging into Hodor, holding the door to save himself.
Yeah, but that didn't make him Hodor. Like, it's happening. That's what I mean. It's so awful. It was just an awful casualty of the lesson that he needed to learn. That's my argument. Yes, he did create him, but it wasn't his fault because it would have happened anyways. Because we know Hodor is Hodor because of something that happened in his past.
Well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, though.
Exactly.
Like the only reason Hodor is because of Bran. Like it is though. That's what Bran did. He created him. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that had to happen. Bran had to create Hodor because that is what had to happen. It's a time loop. You can't change time.
But it's not. I don't think it's Bran's fault that happened. I can't place the I can't place the blame on Bran.
I don't fully place the blame on Bran. Like I don't see him as like everyone's like Bran is a villain. No, he's not. Like he's a kid. No, the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's an unfortunate circumstance of what needed to happen.
Yeah, like
it was really the Raven that orchestrated this whole shit. That's why he's there in the first place. That needed to be shown. Raven was the one that brought him to that memory of young Hodor, because if he didn't, he wouldn't have been able to show him how powerful this stuff is.
Yeah, that too. And he made a mistake. So it was like so I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. So he warged into Hodor in the memory. So he from Bran's real perspective, like when he's phased out, he's hearing what Mira is saying, which is going through his ears into his memory to young Hodor. Yeah. Young Hodor is hearing this. He wargs into young Hodor, which connects himself to young Hodor, which connects young Hodor to Bran during that time.
Yeah, so crazy.
So young Hodor is hearing what Bran is hearing.
Yeah, or seeing what he's seeing.
Which messes young Hodor up. And then Bran is warged into young Hodor to control old Hodor, which holds the door to save Bran. But
it's crazy.
It was nuts.
Because I feel like even in the next episode, you see Bran and he's still warging. So is he still is he warging into anything that's around him?
No, I think he's still downloading all the thoughts. And I think now let's move on. So now we have Bran on the run with Mira. Which makes you think, so where's he going? And there's no way that him and Mira are going to be alone. Like, Mira can't carry him. And they're going to the wall, probably.
No, they're running. I don't think you're going to see any direction that they're running in. They're just running away from said issue.
Yeah, but I think the goal is to head towards the wall. But I think...
not in the next episode.
No, I agree. I think they're going to be running, and I think immediate, there's going to be White Walkers chasing... Or walkers are chasing them. Or whites.
Whites.
And there's going to be something that comes and saves them.
Okay. I said right off the bat, it's Benjen, right? 100% it's Benjen. I would say, sorry, 98% it's Benjen. If it's not, then it's another band of children. Because who else is north of the wall that would...
It's not a band of children, man. It could be this figure named Cold Hands from the books, and he rides an elk. But in the preview and in the it's a cloaked figure riding a horse, but the horse looks like it's dead. Looks like an undead horse that the White Walkers ride around.
One way or another, it's Benjen. So, whether it's half Benjen, whether it's whatever the guy you're saying, which I think is a book character.
Yeah, I think it's Benjen, and I think even if the book has confirmed that, or like George R. R. Martin has confirmed that Cold Hands is not Benjen, I pretty much guarantee if it is Cold Hands, it is Benjen, and he'll be referred to as Benjen.
Yeah, 100%.
It has to be. He's the only one.
There's no one else there. There's no one else there, unless it's another band of children.
He's the only one.
I don't think that's happening.
And I think with Bran, I think it's hard to know where to place him by the end of the series. But I feel like he's gonna see the full Tower of Joy scene when he's at a Weirwood. And where's the next Weirwood? I'm thinking is Winterfell.
100%.
And I think next episode we're gonna be seeing little tidbits and flashbacks, and it's going to be very jarring to Bran, and it's going to make him like kind of on edge, where like the information that the three-eyed raven is given to him is going to be getting flashes. He may get a vision of his dad doing something or something else. Not the Tower of Joy, but I think he's going to be getting a scene where he sees young Ned, maybe at the tree in Winterfell, and then that's like Bran's like, I have to go there, and that's where he like starts to head, like when he sees Benjen and they rescue him and they're going to the wall now. But now Summer's dead.
Yeah.
So what do you think's up with the direwolves? Are they gonna kill all of them, or does Ghost and Nymeria have some kind of significance? Because they're the only two left.
I don't know about Nymeria. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation that Shaggy Dog's not even dead, though.
Shaggy Dog's dead.
You think 100%?
Yeah. Even the prop guy from the episode. Like, when I first watched it, I was never like, oh, it's obviously a fake direwolf. Like, you're digging way too much into it where it's unrealistic. Like, it's the direwolf. And even the
What
guy
do you mean unrealistic? There's so much turns and twists and deceit in this series that
but it's like
people will question it.
Yeah, but that's deceit to the viewers, to the point where it's just written for the sake of being written. Like, it has no, like, it's just surface layer stuff. Like, there's no layers there. It's just a wolf head. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's the real direwolf.
Yeah, to me, I could care less.
But it's like,
about a wolf named Shaggy Dog.
So I feel like
Nymeria, I feel, is gone. I don't think it, from how many seasons she went away in the first season. It would be a huge stretch to bring her back. Like 7 seasons later.
Well, this is the way I'm thinking about it. Okay.
6 seasons later.
So, Sansa's dog Lady dies. Okay.
Ned killed.
After Lady is killed, Sansa grows up and recently has become a true lady. Nymeria is a warrior assassin. And when she ran away, Arya became a warrior assassin.
Yeah.
Shaggy Dog. Shaggy Dog is now dead. Rickon was a lord. And now what is he? A shaggy dog in the dungeon. What else? Who else is there? Summer. Summer died. Here's Winter. Winter's coming. It's here. Right? Mm-hmm. Ghost? I feel like Ghost is not going to die because now Jon has become a ghost. So, Jon is symbolically a ghost. He's a man who is dead and now is brought back to life, and now so is his dog. So, it's like the imagery is like Ghost has to die. Because now Jon has become... No, see, that's the difference. Every Stark character has become what their dog was named when it died. Am I reading too much into this?
Yeah, because like, what about Rob's dog?
Grey Wind. So Grey Wind is like kind of symbolism for like murky water. Like you can't, like, it's actually a true definition. Like it's So what I'm trying to go with this is the dogs are the prophecy of what they're meant to become. And I don't know, like I feel like with some of them, like they died to be so the Stark children can become what the dog was named. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like in the case of Summer, I guess, then he's like the opposite of Winter, maybe the force that fights Winter back.
I don't know, I just blew my own mind, but I'm just trying to figure out if Ghost and Nymeria have any significance later, or if they're just going to be killed like the other wolves.
Well, Nymeria seems safe. Like, I don't see it happening. Because I don't see them revisiting it in the show, but I see them revisiting in the book. Like, they've almost have, right?
Yeah. I feel like maybe in the end, like a bunch of CGI wolves, like a mic drop, like, holy hell. Like, this is crazy. Like, they come during the war or something? I don't know.
Man, I just think, going back to the whole thing, it's Benjen, right? It's Benjen no matter what.
Yeah, it's got to be Benjen. And then they're heading straight for the wall. Do you think that thing on Bran's wrist, okay, it ruined the magic that kept the White Walkers out from the tree? Yeah. Will that affect the wall?
One of our subscribers or listeners or watchers said that as soon as he goes through, it breaks the magic.
Yeah, but I think, like, dude, the reason the wall is actually standing is because of magic. So I think literally as soon as Bran passes, the wall will fall. Like, I think that's it. Like, I think he will go through and the wall will crumble. The White Walkers might not necessarily be there, but the wall will fall because Bran goes through it.
See, I think different. So the White Walker, sorry, not the White Walker, the Night's King showed us some serious magic, man. Like, he put his shit down and he created like an earthquake
Yeah, so that too could break it down.
Right? I think he's destroying Weirwoods. I really think he's going in to destroy Weirwoods. And he's going into Weirwoods to find out where other Weirwoods are to destroy them. He just happened to find one that had people in it doing what they do in them. And the more Weirwoods that he destroys, the more powerful he gets. And maybe that was one of the last ones that are north of the wall that they were in, right?
Yeah, probably was, yeah.
Minus the one that he saw. So I think maybe he now has a complete set and is ready to crack. I don't know. In my mind, I picture literally the wall coming, like shattering, so catastrophically huge that the whole wall falls. But it might just be a big enough crack in the wall for them to filter through.
Yeah, and I feel like
that's all really they need.
The wall doesn't have to come down, but I feel like the magic actually holds the wall up. And I think as soon as the magic is destroyed, which was what Bran's mark will do as he passes through, the wall will come down. And I feel like immediately after that, it'll be Benjen or whoever the hell brought Bran to the wall is going to stay there to try and fend off. If there are any White Walkers that come, they're going to try and fend them off. And then Dolores Ed is going to escort Bran to the Weirwood Tree in Winterfell.
No, he's just going to... Bran's going to be the one saying, I need to get to Winterfell.
Yeah,
because that's the last known tree that I know of.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to know where that is because it's like if the wall comes down, then we'll have a season in like 4 episodes of the wall down. You can't have 13 episodes of war.
Yeah, but they okay. So if it's the Night's King downing the wall, it's a totally different story than the wall coming down on its own. Because if the wall comes down on its own with Bran coming through it, then you have this sense of there's no more defenses. It's now any time that the Night's King realizes that there is no more defenses and he marches down. If the Night's King downs the wall, it's totally different because he's going to be on the offense as opposed to slowly coming down.
Because of that reason, I don't think he's going to bring down the wall. I think it's going to be Bran, and I think the White Walkers are going to come after.
I don't know, man. I think they need to show how powerful this guy is, and they're starting to show every single time they show this guy how powerful he is. Like, he sees him in a vision and touches him, and it has a physical effect in the real world. That's some crazy shit. And he walks through fire. He walked right through fire, right? Like he outed fire to walk through to get into the cave of the Weirwood. Like,
well, that's all the White Walkers' abilities. They suppress fire.
I know, but it's like it's so crazy. Like, these guys are on a different level. And especially the Night's King is on a totally different level.
Yeah, we'll see. But let's go to the episode 6 prediction. This one, I'm going to admit, I'm not too confident.
Benjen's back. That's the only one thing I know.
Yeah, I'm not too confident with it. It's called Blood of My Blood. Do you have any speculation on what that means? Like, Blood of My Blood automatically ties to Daenerys. That's what the Dothraki say. But I feel like that meaning isn't to her. I feel like it's to something else in the episode.
Blood of My Blood. No, it could mean Gilly or Sam and his brother, or Sam and his dad, or whatever.
It could be.
I could care less about.
Sansa and Jon. Like, who knows? Like, for this one, I have no idea. But the description is, an old foe comes back into the picture. Gilly meets Sam's family. Arya faces a difficult choice. Jaime faces off against the High Sparrow. So an old foe. So what's a foe? It's not Benjen. Benjen's not a foe. That's the thing.
Yeah, foe would be an enemy.
So who's a foe that comes back into the picture? The Hound?
He's not really a foe, though.
He technically is, though.
No, like, everyone would want him back. They wouldn't word it that way. If it
Nobody would want him back. He's a foe to the audience in a sense.
Who doesn't want the Hound back? He's the best character that's not a main character.
That's how he started, though. I don't know, but
he's always been a dick, but he's like the most charismatic dick that's ever been.
I love him, but is there any other foe you can think of? I can't. Like, Benjen's not a foe. Like, who could return that's a foe? Like, there's nobody.
An old foe comes back into the picture. An old foe. I don't know.
And then Arya faces a difficult choice. So that's obvious. Is she going to kill this actress or not? I don't know. Like, will she? Like, I feel like it's no problem. Like, she will easily. But it's like, I don't know.
If she doesn't kill the Cersei actress, it seems like they didn't sell it really well.
Yeah, it's almost like she has
bothered by it.
But it makes sense, like, with what you're saying. Like, for like Arya's justice is she kills the Sansa actress.
Yeah, because she's like, hey, wait a second. She did this because of this. I think she's gonna botch it in that way, as opposed to killing the actress. She knows what has to happen. She wouldn't be signed in for this much before realizing, oh, I'm gonna have to kill some innocent people.
Yeah.
No, I think she think, okay, this person also has to die, and that's how she's gonna
exactly.
botch it.
But it's like it is kind of like we keep tying it into Batman, but it does like when he says, "I know executioner." Like this is the first time she's faced with killing an innocent, and she's never killed someone who she didn't deem innocent before. She's only killed people that she hated.
Yeah, but it's so perfect. It's too perfect.
So
that's why I think Jaqen has, and he has an idea of what's gonna roll out here.
So that's like the difficult choice, and then I think they might confront her about it. Like they might have Needle, like they might know her hiding spot and say, "You choose." And then I think that's where the falling out comes, because now I feel like there's definitely going to be a falling out, even though I didn't think there was, but I think there is going to be a falling out now.
It's a full-on Ra's al Ghul situation. I don't see it coming out any other way. I don't see her being a faceless man 100%. Prove me wrong. That'd be wicked, but I don't picture her being some like cult member.
Yeah. So let me just quickly run through the preview. So Bran cries that he's sorry as they're running away from the White Walkers and the Whites. Sam and Gilly arrive in Hornhill. A little bit of a awkward tension there. And Marjorie steps up for a walk of atonement. Atonement. How do you say it?
Atonement.
Yeah, right. And the Tullys arrive, and Jaime arrive at the bottom of the steps to stop Marjorie from stripping off and doing the walk.
You said Tullys, but you mean Tyrells, right?
Tyrells. Sorry, that's what I mean. And then Daenerys says that she takes what is hers to Daario. So, like, what do you think happens in King's Landing? Because for me, I literally can't think of a casualty that could happen in that situation. Like, I feel like, okay, so the Tarleys are there. Wait, what? What's the last name? Tyrell. The Tyrells are there, and Jaime's there. Like, what could go wrong? I don't see anything going wrong, but I know something is going to go wrong. I just can't think of what could go wrong.
I don't know. Like, this is a complete right now speculation. Maybe they just escort her. They kick everybody off the streets and they escort her on the walk. Because how else would they do it?
Well, it annoys me because it's like, I know something's going to happen, but I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything going wrong. Like, it's like, okay, like, we will kill all of you sparrows, and we're going to take Marjorie. Like, I can't think of anything. Like, I feel like there's going to be a casualty. Maybe Loras, maybe, like, Marjorie herself. Like, I actually don't know what's going to happen.
I don't think we would see blood on the streets before we see Cersei's trial by combat.
But then her, like, I choose violence we see in the trailer. Is that next episode?
That's what I mean. Like, I don't see that anything major happens. What they're leading us to think with that preview, like the full army, they point spears, the sparrows, monks, like, arm up, they posture up like they're gonna fight. That doesn't happen. Marjorie does take that walk, but she's probably escorted, so it's not nearly as bad as what Cersei's was.
Or maybe the High Sparrow just grabs her and says, "We're not doing the walk today."
Could be, but I don't think that the army would accept that. They would say, no, she is doing the walk, and it's clear streets, because anyone that's out on the streets watching this is going to be punished by the kingdom. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to walk her white glove service back to the kingdom.
Yeah, but the whole point is she can't do the walk, because the walk it humanizes her. Like, she's supposed to be a leader. Yeah, but
how could it dehumanize her if nobody's on the street throwing shit and vegetables at her?
Because she still did it.
I don't think they'll allow it. I feel like Jaime would throw a cloak on her, and they would kind of like spit on the whole religious.
But it sounds weird, but it's like they got to nip it in the butt literally before her robes come off. Like, they can't have her robes come off. That's like the whole point of it, is they don't want to humanize her.
But at the same time, does she get the same punishment as Cersei?
Yeah, she's gonna have to do her walk of.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's the same punishment.
Same thing.
Wow.
No, but it's not. You don't look. It's not a punishment. It's like what's necessary. You have to be laid bare in front of the people to cleanse yourself of your sins. Cersei hasn't been punished yet. This is what was necessary to make her, like, it's kind of like free her of her sin. I don't know. And she answers for her sins later. It's kind of like a process.
So it's almost like confession?
Like everyone has to do it. Like, it's like, yeah.
So then, maybe she bones up and says, "Hey guys, don't fucking fight on my behalf. I'll do this walk."
I don't know, because it's.
But again, I don't picture her walking through the same shit that Cersei walked through.
And
Because
then
really, she's not that bad off. She's gonna walk. She's gonna be proud. She's gonna be strong. She's gonna get back to the kingdom. And I don't think we're gonna see much more of her after that.
And then do you think, like, it's almost like Tommen, like, would he try and stop the Tyrells and Jaime from... He might want to have her walk so he can just have her home with no violence. Like, I feel like he's almost going to be against his own family.
I don't know. I think he'll botch something in this episode, but who knows? I can't wait to see it.
No, it'll be interesting.
I'm really excited for it.
And then overall, like, just for episode 6, like, I think Bran ends up at Winterfell. Even though that seems weird, like, I don't know where you go from that. Like, it's like, that's almost like...
No.
No?
Not yet.
But then how do you end it, like, so it ends with Bran at Castle Black with the wall down?
Nope. I think Bran will be rescued by Benjen or whoever the person is. They say, I'm with you. And that's the last we see of Bran for a couple episodes. Because what can he do? What purpose does he serve?
I don't know, but I think he arrives at Castle Black.
I don't think he arrives to Castle Black until episode 10. I don't think we need him anywhere until then.
And I think that's when Sansa and Jon take Winterfell. Well, episode 9.
Yeah.
And then
episode 9, smoke will clear after... Well, smoke will clear.
Episode 10, smoke will clear.
Yeah, but episode 9 is that battle.
I think Dany and Tyrion go to Dorne with the Ironborn.
Well, see, like, Dany's story's cool. So now that we saw that Drogon flying over, now I think more so it's just one of those, like, flyover scenes. Like, she's marching back to Mirren. What's it called?
Marine. It's one of one of those things like Drogon. We have to see Drogon next episode, probably. Maybe. But
I just think she's just gonna be walking back and Drogon's flying above.
Exactly.
We thought maybe that he was looking for her, but now it's like he's just with her again.
Yeah, there's nothing to add to Daenerys other than her getting to Marine, right? Like
no, like she just. And that's what she says. Oh, I take what's mine. I think really Dario's just asking like, oh, that was a really cool move you pulled back there, and she's like, yeah, I take what's mine. It's not anything new because they're really gonna introduce another conflict with her between her and Marine. No, she's just saying, yeah, this is how I roll. She's gonna get back to Marine. I don't know what happens back at Marine, but we do see that palace get blown up in the preview, like right outside the window. So there's gonna be a huge terrorist attack. I don't know if that's when she's back in town, but I really think one of those characters, either Daario, Grey Worm, Missandei, or Varys, are going to die or get really seriously injured in that attack because they have to show the stakes of what's going on there.
True. I feel like I'll have more to say about it next episode, but yeah, I think for that, I don't know what else to say. I think that's it for me. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, like I thought you were going to mention about Sam because you're such a Sam lover boy.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But for me, I don't even know why I brought it up because I really could care less about Sam.
Oh, I think it's cool.
No, I like stand up to your dad already. He's either going to stand up to his dad or he's not, and some action that he's going to do is going to make his dad guilty proud of him. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like I don't need a new character at this point. I really didn't even want to see Sam until he got to Old Town.
No, see, I'm fine with it. I like seeing that scene and learning more about Sam. It's just there's nothing significant to discuss about it. Like, it's just going to be learning more about his character. So, like, there's nothing that we can
need to know about him.
There's nothing that we can predict about it. So it's like there's nothing significant that we can talk about it. But I'm really going to enjoy watching it.
I really feel like Gilly's going to be the one that, hey, like, this guy is the new maester of the Night's Watch, and he defeated a White Walker or something like that. Like, she's going to make his dad feel guilty proud of his son.
No, he won't. He'll never will.
I don't know. Like, I like it's not going to be Sam. I feel like unless he, like, challenges him to a duel or
I think it's going to be Sam. I think he's just going to be an asshole, and Dad's going to be like, Dad, I'm doing this. I'm leaving. Fuck you. Like this is how it is.
But anyway, he's supposed to be leaving her there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
Who knows, right? I don't know. Like I said, I could care less about Sam until he's at Old Town. Hermione Grangering it up, finding out what the actual issue is with these White Walkers.
And I'm sure he'll do that, but I don't know what else he could learn about them. I feel like we already know everything.
No, I think he's going to find out what actually is the cause of what's going on. Like, holy fuck, stop doing these things because you guys are the ones that are calling them down here. Or like, oh fuck, we're fucked because whatever we did on this thing, we forgot about this obligation. It's almost like there was an agreement made and that's why there was peace.
Right.
That agreement was broken, is my theory on what's going on north of the wall right now.
Cool. Are you done?
I'm done.
I'm excited. Next episode.
Oh, man.
We're watching the next episode tomorrow. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be, like, I think the tone, honestly, I think it's going to be, we've had an action-packed episode. This one, honestly, is going to be the slower one.
This is the bring down a notch. You think?
Bring it down a notch, and then episode 7, 8, 9, 10 is just going to be, like, a whirlwind. But I think this one's going to be a little bit more chill.
I don't know, though. I really felt that this episode was going to be chill, and it was crazy. So...
This episode's chill. I don't know. We're going to watch it tomorrow. I'm really excited. And then we'll get the reaction video up and then our this analysis video up on time. Punctual. Right, Trev?
I'm not agreeing to anything. Because I don't want to be the one promising you guys something and then we don't deliver.
It's every single week and we never deliver. I'm sorry.
No. It's too crazy. You would think with you being off school and it being a little bit lighter at work that it would be easier.
Nope.
Nope.
Well, we'll end it on that.
You know what a sad thing is about this whole thing?
What is it?
That Hodor died?
Yeah.
It's more sad of the hold your door jokes that are now all over the internet.
Honestly, I made like 3
even infecting my work. Like, that's how crazy
Oh,
this
it
is.
affected your work?
Oh, yeah.
I think for the rest of my life now, every time I say hold the door, I'm going to go like it's going to be like one of those. Anyway,
like I've already seen a video of him. Because he's a DJ. Did you know that?
No, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious with the elevator.
Yeah. We could ramble on forever.
Oh, we could.
But lesson learned, always hold the door
Hold
for
the door.
people. All right? Take care, everybody.